Now here comes the part where you probably are forming an opinion and you think you know something about the game, but you don't actually know and you could be wrong. Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles and welcome to another video about Project Playtime, the brand new multiplayer game coming out from Mob Games like next week. In fact, if you guys saw the cinematic trailer and the gameplay trailer and my reaction to it, and if you haven't, definitely go check those out before watching this because you missed out on a lot. The game comes out on December 6th. That would be Tuesday, and I am so excited to play it. If you guys are excited for this game as I am, click the like button and show me how excited you are and how excited you are for me to play it as well. And subscribe to my channel for a ton of Project Playtime stuff. I do have plans to play with Dan, I think. He's kind of had a life change recently, so maybe not. And also I hit up Fiji and I said I wanted to play with his family, so he promised to play with me as well. So it's gonna be a fun week next week. But in my reaction, as you guys probably saw, we took apart a bunch of little scenes in it and tried to figure out as much as we could from the initial reaction. And we caught a few things like in the trailer, there was a part where you could see that there were 3 hearts, that there are 6 pieces. We're putting together a giant toy. But there were a ton of things that I missed and you probably missed as well. So we're gonna go over those right now, covering the details that a lot of us missed. And a lot of it is on their Steam page right here. There's a ton of information that if you didn't visit their Steam page, you wouldn't have gotten. And the first of which, if you type in Project Playtime to Steam, it is a free-to-play game. That was not detailed in either of the trailers, but the game is free on Steam, and according to Mob Games, the game will remain free forever. Now, you probably noticed when watching the trailer there was a multiplayer game, and if you didn't, I'm not sure what trailer you are watching, but if you didn't read the description, you wouldn't have known that each round is a 7-player game. There are 6 survivors who are trying to build a giant toy versus 1 player in the server that is a monster who is trying to kill all of the survivors. Now, the next thing you might not know about Project Playtime is that if you are lucky enough or unlucky enough, depending on how you look at it, to be selected as the monster for the round, you get to choose which monster you want to be. And at launch, you will be able to choose from Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, and Boxy Boo. Now, according to Mob Games, each one of these characters has their own strengths and weaknesses and abilities. You can be a manic brute with Huggy Wuggy, quick and nimble with Mommy Longlegs, or a springy hunter with Boxy. Now, we've already seen in the trailer that, well, Huggy Wuggy plods along like Huggy Wuggy does. Mommy Longlegs is able to climb walls and jump down on people. And while Boxy looks like he just walks around, it does say Springy Hunter here, which makes me think that he may be able to jump long distances. Now, the next thing you might not know about Project Playtime is that the monsters have special abilities called Sabotages. Now, when we were watching the gameplay trailer, we were noticing in the lower right, when you are playing as the monster, you have different actions, specifically 3. They were unique per character. One was a box, which I still haven't figured out. And then there were 2 more actions. For example, with Boxy Boo, it looked like you could scratch and also grab. Mommy Longlegs had an eye and also a grab. And Huggy Wuggy had one. I still can't even figure out what it was, but it does look like they will also each have custom abilities that you can select in loadouts when you play as the monster. These custom abilities that you can put on the monsters are called Sabotages. And for example, some of the Sabotages are being able to blind the survivors, dropping traps, destroying their grab packs, and more. Now, if the game is going to be 1v6 with you as the monster versus 6 survivors who have multiple lives, by the way, you're going to need these sabotages, much like when you are playing Piggy as Piggy. Now, that doesn't seem very fair. The monsters get abilities and the survivors don't. So here's another thing you might not know. Survivors also get their own abilities and perks, just like the monsters. Survivors will also be able to buy and upgrade their own abilities and build custom classes based on these abilities. A few examples that Mob Games gives are a puzzle master to complete the puzzle tower maybe more quickly, or maybe with less help, because it does look like we have to collaborate when we work on the puzzle tower. We all have to solve the puzzles at once, so maybe the puzzle master ability will help you or help others solve the puzzles more quickly. You can be a medic, which means you can heal your fellow survivors, making it hard on the monsters once again. You can be a speed demon, so you can upgrade your speed as a survivor, so you could possibly outrun someone like Huggy Wuggy, maybe even Mommy Longlegs, although they say she can be quick. Another class that they use as an example was a Shadow Walker, which would make me think that you could be stealthy and you could hide from the monsters so that they can't see you. Now here comes the part where you probably are forming an opinion and you think you know something about the game, but you don't actually know and you could be wrong. So about these sabotages and perks, when we're using the terms buy and upgrade, you might think that costs money. Well, you would be wrong. Which brings us to the next thing you might not know about Project Playtime. There's an in-game currency called toy tickets. Now, toy tickets can only be earned by playing the game. There is no way to buy them. This was a strategic decision by Mob Games, seeing that you need to use these toy tickets to buy the sabotages and perks for your survivors and monsters. Letting people buy toy tickets makes the game pay to win, and they don't want a pay to win game. So if you want to be able to unlock the sabotages and perks and be the best survivor or monster that you can possibly be, you can only do that by being, well, playing the game a lot and most likely being pretty good at the game to earn as many toy tickets as possible. Now, we don't know how much each sabotage or perk is going to cost, whether certain perks or sabotages will cost more based on how good they are. Maybe they're all the same price. We're gonna find out on Tuesday. But we do know that there are currently 8 sabotages for the monsters and 8 perks for the survivors at launch. Now, speaking of launch, another thing you may not know about Project Playtime is that it is going to launch with 2 maps. They're supposed to be huge, and the first map is the theater. You saw it a lot in the gameplay trailer. The theater is the one with like the huge gold statues of Huggy Wuggy, of Bunzo, of all your Poppy Playtime favorite characters. It had a stage behind the puzzle tower, so it will have at least, well, we saw a number of different rooms, but definitely the theater itself, a lobby behind it. And then there was a second map, and if you look at different parts of the trailer, you'll see it, that it was a factory map, a manufacturing area full of thousands of Playtime Code toys. There's shelves. You see Mommy Longlegs like climbing on the side and jumping down on people. Now, I do think that the fact that they say they are launching with 2 maps, I feel like there's going to be more maps added to the game, but don't take that as fact. Now, the next thing you might not know about Project Playtime is there is stuff to spend money on. As you might not be surprised, game developers make games to make money. And Project Playtime is no different, even though it is free to play and free to get upgrades and perks. But there is something that costs money, and that is cosmetics and skins. There is going to be a shop in the game, most likely much like the Fortnite shop, where you can unlock skins and get cosmetic upgrades to customize your character, but those will have no effect on your gameplay. They will only be for looks. They will likely cost money. There may be a different type of in-game currency, but again, there is no gameplay advantage to any of these cosmetic or skin upgrades, and there is no pay to win. They also are going to be introducing a seasonal toy box, which you guys might know as a battle pass. It's supposed to have 100 levels at launch. The cosmetics and skins will be available for players all the way down to your grab pack hands. You might have noticed in one of the gameplay trailers, I pointed it out in a number of different scenes that there were different symbols on people's grab pack hands. There are some like robotic where the hands are completely different. They're like robotic hands. I saw on a screenshot, someone's got like mommy long legs as the grab pack on their back, like a back bling on Fortnite. And I even noticed one where both of the players or survivors are like in Huggy Wuggy suits with even Huggy Wuggy hands and Huggy Wuggy smiles. Now, customization of cosmetics and skins aren't limited to just players. Mob Games has said that the monsters also can have skins and cosmetic upgrades, so you can look great while you tear players limb from limb. I could imagine maybe Huggy Wuggy, you could get a pink skin and be kissy missy. Play as mommy long legs, get a daddy long leg skin or a Sonic skin. Whatever, probably not. And then there's one more thing that you may not know about Project Playtime. I actually haven't seen it really much of anywhere. There, someone had posted the results of a game developer Q&A with Mob Games and covered a lot of these things. But one that is very important to many of you guys watching right now on your mobile devices is there going to be a mobile version of the game that you could play on tablets and phones. And I'm happy to tell you, yes, it is currently in development. They are developing a mobile version. It is not ready yet. As with most of the Mob Games games, the PC version on Steam comes out first, and then a few months later, the mobile version hits. This was the case with Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 and 2, and it will be no different with Project Playtime. They were also asked whether or not there would be a console version, and they were open to it, but it was not currently in development. So there you have it, guys, like 9 or 10 things you might not have known about Project Playtime. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other information or details in Project Playtime that I might have missed. Make sure to like the video if you learned anything from my research. And don't forget to subscribe for more Project Playtime content, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, Noodle line!